myself situated on here so I can see the chat as it goes. And before I forget, if, oh, and the language. And before I forget, if anyone is watching this after the fact, you know that sometimes it's a delay in the chat. So if you don't see the chat on the side, then just give it a day. For some reason, it doesn't catch up right away. Hi, Roberta. Hopefully you all have been doing well in my absence. I have been busy, but also taking a bit of a break. Hey, Sandy. I happen to have Sandy's YouTube channel ready to go, just in case you stop by. So let me add that in. Hey, Stephanie. I will get your YouTube channel in a second as well. Hi, Carol. Hey, Sharon. Okay, so I got Sandy's. Now, I hope you guys have all been doing well as I search through these. Hey, LC. I don't know why they don't put these things in alphabetical order. I don't know. Probably because it would make things too easy for me. SW. Come on. Anyway. Hey, Deborah. Let me see, who else am I missing here? Gina. Hi, Gina. Gina, is your mother and father staying with you? Dormouse, you made it. Hi, Lori. Nikki. And let's see, I'm still trying to get to Stephanie's YouTube channel. But of course they don't alphabetize these things, which would be so much easier. Come on. And I'll probably scroll by it trying to rush to get that on here. What the heck? Oh, no, that's not right. I see Nikki's. Where the heck? This is where I need the moderators. Oh, Wimbledon. Yeah, these are my new glasses. They are similar, almost an exact copy of the ones that, if any of you saw Wicked, that Elphaba, the Wicked Witch, wears early on in the movie. I love them. I found them online. I had to get them. They make Paul a little crazy. You are playing hide and seek, Stephanie, and I know I'm just scrolling too fast because I'm anxious to not be focused on looking down here. Why am I not seeing you? I see Alan. What the heck? So anyways, as I've been saying, I have been busy trying a lot of AI stuff, and I don't know why I can't find you, Stephanie. What the heck? I can find everyone but you. That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I will try to look again in a moment. Hi, Hazel. Ellen, hi, how are you? Thank you. As I was mentioning, these are the glasses that Elphaba, the Wicked Witch, wears in Wicked. So I had to get them because I love them. And I don't think Paul's a fan because the asymmetrical aspect of them, I think, makes him crazy. Hi, Cindy. But, come on. There, I found it. I don't know what the problem was, Stephanie, but for those who are interested, here is my pal Stephanie's YouTube channel. She's over in the UK. She does Slimming World, which is kind of like similar in some aspects to WW, but also very different. But she's been doing great on her weight loss journey. I wish I could say the same. Things have kind of plateaued. I haven't lost anything. I still have about 45 minutes, 45 pounds to lose. And I think that was part of what was bothering me, trying to do the channel and then having gained the weight and yada yada. But I've already discussed that previously. But yeah, so I've been busy. Yeah, you're in the same boat, Sandy. Yeah, and it's like I just can't get my mindset right in the right spot. It's like gears where they were going like this and now something's off, so they're not quite, I can't get back into that groove. But Paul and I are going to start shifting our diet a bit more toward the Mediterranean diet, not necessarily diet, but just Mediterranean meals. He got me this, well, he got us this America's Test Kitchen Complete Mediterranean. See, yeah, I figured that was going to be showing up backwards. Anyways, you know what it is. Cookbook. And I read a little bit of it so far where they were talking about the way that they eat in the Mediterranean, and that meat and oils and sweets are kind of like up at the top of that pyramid. Chicken, a little lower. And then there's like fish, which, if you know me, is unlikely to happen. But then a lot of like grains, vegetables, fruits, that kind of thing, more towards the bottom. So that's what we're going to try to focus on, and hopefully that will get me back into the right mindset. And hopefully I will lose some of this weight. But I hope you guys have all been doing well. Yeah, so I was saying I've been doing some AI stuff, playing around with it. And I found different ways to do videos, which was making my ADD go crazy, because I get overwhelmed if there's too much going on and trying to sort it all out, but I think I have it sorted now. And my plans for that are to make animated videos for kids. I've started one channel called Toonful Tots. It only has 3 videos up as of today. But those are kind of like songs, music videos for like education and things like that. The first 3 I have up are the alphabet, numbers, and colors. So they're geared towards toddler age. Then the other one I want to do is more stories, animated stories, and that would be for older kids. Hey, Kathy, how are you? So actually, I will share my Toonful Tots channel. If any of you have grandchildren, great-grandchildren, children, whatever, who are in this age group or have kids who are, it might be something that they'd be interested in. And I will actually pin it to the top just so it stays in place, pin message. So that's the channel that I was working on. I created so far about 15 songs with AI, and it's really pretty cool because it will write the song, sing the song. I do have to sometimes go through a lot to get it just the way I want it, but I have about 20 songs right now, but some of them are about like being afraid, like when you're in bed at night, getting scared, being a big brother or sister, like a new child coming into the house. There's also like bath time, brushing your teeth, that kind of stuff that I have planned. So far, I only have those 3 finished that I mentioned. But if any of you know any little ones who might be entertained by such a thing, then please feel free to pass that along and subscribe yourself if you don't mind having some little kid stuff on there. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, I was trying to do something. I wanted to do something very creative, and not that making recipes isn't creative, but I just needed a shift away from that. So I finally got the main video and art AI programs that I like. So now that I have that and I've been playing with them for a little bit, I feel a little bit more comfortable. So those are the ones I'm going to be using. But early on, I get overwhelmed very easily where it's like there's too much information, too many choices, and it just bogs me down. Thank you, Sharon. So that's what I've been doing. As far as this channel goes, my plan currently is to come back with recipes like at the end of the summer, like end of April, end of August, early September, somewhere around there. Exactly, Dormouse. It's like I just needed a shift. I'd been doing the channel for 4 years, and as much as I love it, I did want to break out and do like a little bit something like get my mind out of that. I have, Cindy. I have been busy. But now that I've gotten things kind of like narrowed down to what I want to use, I think things will go much more quickly now. But I just finished the color video today and got that up because I wanted to get at least a few videos up. So I put 2 up yesterday and 1 up today. And I was like, oh, watch me wake up, and it has like 100 views. No views yet, but it'll get there. So I hope you all have been enjoying your summer. I haven't really been doing much. I agree. Thank you, Hazel. Yeah, so I was going to consider doing this live out on the porch, so I was not too disruptive to anything Paul wanted to do, but it's like a heat alert or whatever in here. It's like 80 something. Yeah, it's definitely too hot. I went out for a few minutes earlier just to test, and I was like, I think I'll be inside with the air conditioning. I'm not going to sit out here in the sun and the heat. A little mugginess, although I hope that we're going to get some thunderstorms soon to break it, because I do enjoy a good thunderstorm. I love the sound of it. But so anyways, that's what I've been doing. That's kind of my plan going forward. I don't know if any of you have any specific questions that you want to ask, but that is the way things are going to go from now. And I have been accumulating recipes, not always mine, some that I've been finding elsewhere. Oh yeah, you'd have to have an overhead fan at least and be covered, Sandy, because yeah, I could not do it out there. I mean, I was out there for maybe like 3 or 4 minutes, and I was like, nope, not doing it. But I've been doing a lot of, yeah, I've been seeing you guys commenting about the heat in the Slimming World Slim Win group. Tamara, hi. Oh, I love thunder. It's like, I actually this morning when I was laying in bed trying to wake up to let myself relax a little bit, I switch from, when we go to sleep, we usually listen to rainforest sounds, but I switched to thunderstorms. But the thunder was like low, distant rumbles. It's like I wanted a thunderstorm, but you know, you can't get what you want. Oh, 91. I don't know what mine is here. I don't know. It was like 81 at like 9 o'clock this morning, so I'm sure it's probably close to that or getting close to that, Sandy. Oh, another thing I did come up with that. Oh, you do? Are you getting them through? Where did I get these? Zlul? It's a weird name, but that's where I found these glasses, Tamara. Um, Scotland's been hot. We could do with thunderstorms. Yeah, I agree. 18 sounds delightful, Stephanie, especially because I can't translate it into um, Fahrenheit. So I really don't know how much that actually is, but um, maybe someday I'll learn it. I don't know. Yeah, I found these and I found some other cool glasses that I liked on Zlul. Um, I've got to, keep it down a little bit because I have these. I had to get progressives because I bought myself some bifocals. And that shift in the glasses when I turn my head, it always throws me off. So I said, nope, I'm going back to progressives, and I decided to do it with this pair. There is another pair there that I have on my cart that are kind of like blocky and colorful and whatnot, but maybe I'll get them at some point. Um, but one thing I was going to say is that during my AI music period, I came up with maybe a theme song for my channel that I can use instead of LC. What do you think you missed? Nothing really is 60. Oh, 64. Yeah, I could do it 64. See, hey Chris, um, 64, 70 around there is perfect for me. That if it was year round, I'd be happy. But I did come up with, as I said, a theme song. I was going to play it. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear it. So I can start to play it and you can let me know if you can hear it. Maybe I'll just turn up my volume a little bit. And hopefully you can hear this. I thought it was a fun little tune. I tried to make it as short as I could because nobody wants to sit there for a 3-minute intro song. But here's the song that I came up with. Let me know what you think if you can hear it.
Recipes with Roy, it's time to get lean. Tasty creations, low calorie cuisine. Grab your apron, let's whip up some joy. Weight loss inspiration from recipes with Roy.
So you could hear it because Kathy, Stephanie, Sandy, okay, you could hear it. Good. Because I was like, I wanted to come back with something new, something that would be, thank you, Maria Carroll. Yeah, I wanted to come up with something to kind of break away from the other videos, kind of give myself a fresh start from here. And Chris, if you haven't left yet, I'm glad you were able to stop by. Oh, thank you, Roberta. Yeah, so I thought it was fun, and it did take me a few tries to get it, not just the lyrics, but then I had to play around with the sound because some of the songs would come out with weird interpretations. And a lot of the songs, like even the ones I've done for the kids, you know how some songs might start with like a little chatter between people? If it does that, it's just garbage. It's just like mumbling, weird words that aren't even words. So I had to like shove those out as soon as possible, or maybe I could edit it down. Oh, thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Fran. Yeah, I wanted something a little upbeat, something, a little peppy, but that could still kind of fit with what I currently have, which I thought was kind of like that. And then I made an instrumental version that can go at the end of the videos. Not that anyone sticks around that long, but if they do, then that will be at the end. But I thought it was fun. And I did it at different speeds because the first version seemed a little too slow. And so I think that one, which was at like 1.10 times speed, so it wasn't by much, but I think it just picked it up enough that it was my favorite. So I'm glad you guys like it. That will be, once my videos start coming out again here, that will be the theme song you will be getting. I'm also going to redo the intro video. Oh, thank you, Stephanie. Yes, please, as Chris said, don't forget to thumbs up this live. That I would appreciate it. And I'm glad that you all made it here, that you stopped by. Thank you, Fran. I appreciate that. Another thing I've been trying to do, because we have a back room that's where a lot of stuff has gotten thrown over the years, so I'm trying to clean up back there and get things sorted out. And I came across my college yearbook. Actually, I have my high school yearbook somewhere. I should have brought that one out as well, but I thought you might be interested in seeing what I looked like in 1990 when I graduated from college. I'm glad at LC. I'm glad that you got, is Brian? Yes, Brian has been spending a lot of time with us this summer. He just spent like 4 or 5 days with us, and we were playing games, watching movies, things like that. And his big thing lately is Indian food. So every time he comes over, he wants to make some Indian food. So we've made butter chicken, we've made chicken korma, we made curry chicken. Was that it? No. What was the other one? Korma, butter chicken. There was another one. Chicken tikka masala. And then I just made some chicken biryani. He didn't want any part of making that one because it wasn't one that he knew. He wanted to make one that he knew because he likes to order Indian food. I went to Eastern Connecticut State University, and I started as a major of English. And then I thought, what can I do with this except teach? And at that time, I did not want to teach. So I switched over to psychology because I thought, you know, I'm trying to write, that psychology would be helpful. And I didn't use the psychology for actual psychology, although it did help me while I was teaching. I do too, Dormouse, and Brian loves it. But then he also likes Chinese food a lot. He'll ask us to order Chinese when he's here, or I've made like fried rice and stuff for him. And Paul called him to tease him that we had found an Indian place that also did Chinese food, and we were ordering from them, which was not true, obviously, but he was like, oh my God, really? How do you do that? And he's like, they put like butter chicken over fried rice. And I was thinking that might actually not be too bad. I have been starting to get back into my book, Sandy. And that, again, I've been using AI to help me, not to help me write it, but to look at what I have so far and give me feedback, any ideas of where I could fix things and whatnot. So it's getting me a bit more motivated to get back into it, because now I feel like I have like someone I can bounce ideas off of or check and see how this is working. Because there was a point where I stopped, where I was getting too jumbled. There was too much going on, and I was trying to merge, because I was rewriting at this point, because I'd already written the entire book. And I was trying to weave my new additions into what was later, and I was just getting bogged down. Um, oh, Italian, yeah, Fran. I mean, it all depends on my mood, but it's like almost any cuisine. French tends to be a little fancier, I guess, or seems to be a little more involved. Um, but anyway, so here you'll see in my picture that, and don't laugh, that remember this was 1990. So if you saw the high school picture, then you'd be really in for it. But here, can I see? Yep, there I am. Hey, come on, move. I can see in this. Okay, there I am. Can you see me now? Yeah, right there with the blue shirt and that. What did they call it? Almost like a mullet, but a little fancier than a mullet. But that was a thing in the late 80s, early 90s. So, oh, really, Fran? Paul lived in Sicily for a number of years, so he loves Italian food. And he's had the authentic stuff, so I don't cook really authentic Italian, but I do like cooking Italian. But one of the things we're going to try to steer away from is relying too much on pasta and rice. And in the book that I was telling you about that we got for the Mediterranean diet, I was reading how they have, hey, Rosemary, I miss you guys too, honestly, I really do. That's why I'm glad a lot of you I can still connect with on Facebook in the Facebook group or just on Facebook itself. But they said that typically, like for us, a pound of pasta would be 4 servings, but in the Mediterranean, it would be 6 to 8 servings. So they still use it. They don't use as much per serving as they would here. So it's all about shifting your balance and trying to find where you can still get those things in there, but maybe not have the predominant part be the meat or the pasta, but vegetables and that kind of thing. So that's the goal. That's what I'm planning on when I go shopping. I'm going to start getting all the kind of stuff that I can use for that. I just switched off of my live update. But yeah, so that's the plan I found when I was looking through the back room, I found some old cookbooks, like I had the Biggest Loser cookbook. I'm going to look through that, see if there's anything that would be worth. Yeah, I get you, Rosemary. It's like, usually I was doing really well for a long time with portion control. And then I'd be like, well, a little bit more is not going to hurt. A little bit, and you know how that goes. I am too, Dormouse. I'm glad you got to participate. I know you were not able to see the notification thing for some reason. Joy follows the Mediterranean. Oh, really? I mean, I knew she followed something different. I didn't know specifically that that's what it was. But yeah, it's like, see, my thing is, I usually go with what I'm comfortable with, what I know, because then I'm not trying to learn something new and get bogged down in my head. But then I just have to relax and get through it, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. But I need some more of my watermelon water. No, it's not real watermelon. It's one of those little packets, but no sugar. So, and watermelon is one of my favorite flavors. Exactly, Stephanie. Take each day as it comes. That's what I'm going to try to do. But to help portion control, I changed mine by Yes, that is one of the tricks that I have heard, Dormouse, is instead of using a big dinner plate and getting a small amount of food or what looks like a small amount, if you use a smaller plate, like a salad plate, it looks like you have an abundance of food and it tricks your mind into thinking you have all this food. Another thing I really have to get back to is eating more slowly, chewing more thoroughly, because I've gotten back into that speed eating kind of mentality, and that's not good. Sharon's Italian. I like all the Mediterranean diet food choices but fish. I don't tolerate it very well. Yeah, Sharon, that's where I'm gonna have an issue is I'll probably focus more on chicken because I don't do seafood for the most part. And Paul's always yelling at me that all seafood is not the same, and I know that's true, but it's just the smell of seafood doesn't really do anything for me. Um, yes, the kitchen is complete, Stephanie. We did have some work done on the ceiling because when they renovated, there was like a patch in the ceiling that was really throwing us off. So we got that finished. Now it just needs to be painted, but it still looks much better than it was. Stephanie, you can have all of my seafood. Yes, I do prefer Fran measuring with grams because not only is it more accurate, but sometimes you can get a little bit more because you are, all right, come on over, Stephanie. Um, because ounces, especially even if you go like, because my scale only does like ounce or half ounce, it doesn't go into like other fractions. Um, so it's a lot less accurate. And I just find grams so much easier to measure by. Well, Dormouse, if I didn't just give Stephanie all of my seafood, I would offer it to you. Maybe you two can fight over it. Um, but yeah, the smell of it. I mean, I just even cooked. It's like I can't. But I mean, great for those of you who do. I wish I did. I wish that didn't get into my head, but it does. Um, that's a good call, Tamara. Brian actually loved sushi and he wanted to order sushi one night, and I was just like, no, please. Rosemary, my tribe is in Maine. I grew up in Connecticut, so I wasn't really with the seafood that directly unless we went up to the reservation, which my brother and I are going up again this year. I thought last year might be the last year that I was going to go because it's a long trip and, you know, driving that far and whatnot. But I'm feeling pretty good. I did go through some PT. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, I don't think I did. Um, yeah, the smell of it, I can't, Nikki, I can't get past it. Um, oh yeah, milk allowance. Yeah, that's goes by milliliters, I believe, which somebody said that milliliters and grams are the same, but I don't know. I usually just look at the measuring cup and go by that. But I was saying that I did go do some PT for a while because my back was really bothering me, my neck, the arm. Um, so I went for, I think it was about 8 weeks, and that really helped. I really do have to start doing more of that stuff at home. I have my bands that they gave me, those rubber bands to work out with, sitting right next to me. So when I'm watching something, I can play around with it. Yeah, it's not like Maine, Rosemary. Fran, I have people I know who love that Feast of Seven Fishes, and I'm like, thank God I did not grow up in a household like that because I would have starved for Christmas. Um, had halibut with meal spices. Yum. Do not understand cup measurements at all. Grams are so easy. Um, yeah, and weighing is also more precise, even if it's like measuring flour, because a lot of people, and it doesn't bother me that much to measure in the cups, but for a lot of people, like if you pack it in, you're getting a lot more flour than you expected. If you put it too loosely, you're not getting enough. So weighing your flour and sugar and things like that, although sugar is less likely to have an issue, um, a lot of people prefer weighing their flour when they're baking to get more precision. I've honestly never really had too much of a problem, and they always say just scoop it up and or fill it with a spoon and then like wipe off the top so that it's level. I just fluff it up in the canister, shake it up, put my thing in my cup and shake it off and get a measurement, and I haven't really had any problems. Things don't get that dry to me, so that's how I do it. I'm not that fussy about it, although with baking they say you should be more fussy, but you know, what can you say? Um, what else has been going on? Glass measuring cups have the markings in milli. Yes, they do, Fran. Yeah. I'm not used to measuring in milliliters, so it's like that doesn't make much sense to me just because I didn't grow up with that. Although I do remember when I was young, they were talking about how we were going to be moving toward liters and all that stuff, which is why our sodas are now sold in 2 liter bottles, because they were planning that we were going to move that way in the US, and that obviously did not happen because that was like 50 years ago. All right, goodbye, Rosemary. I'm glad you were able to stop in and catch up. Enjoy whatever you're going to have to eat. And if in the beginning of August you're up in the Perry, Maine area, I'll be up there with my brother for the reservation. So think about it. But yeah, so what else? I have been doing a lot of relaxing, like watching TV, watching my true crime, which makes Paul a little nuts. But he's doing fairly well. He's working on a project himself, trying to get a business going. So hopefully that will work out sometime soon. But he's been doing fairly well. I know you do, Kathy. I know you love true crime. And some of the stories, I cannot, and I don't know about you, Kathy, but I cannot watch like cold cases. I need to have some resolution. I need to know who did it, what happened. Having it open-ended like that makes my brain hurt. I need to know. So those shows that have, you know, left it open, I can't watch those. Yeah. And I think for me, at least, that's part of true crime watching is knowing they got caught. Alan, I have to get your channel up. I'm glad you were able to stop by. Now, see, I had trouble finding Stephanie's, and I'll probably find yours like right away. Yep, there you are, the third one down on the list. I don't know why it's not. What are you doing here? Hello? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong thing. I don't know what I'm doing half the time. So here is Alan's channel. He's also over in the UK doing Slimming World and doing very well. And yes, hello to Boris also. I know he had his birthday, wasn't that recent? Or maybe I'm confusing things. I know. See, Kathy, I can't watch the live trials because I want to know everything in condensed form. I can't, my ADD just makes it so I'm like all over the place. I can't. Um, I'm not sure, Sandy, because I did watch, and I don't know how they managed to do this, but there was a documentary all about Karen Reed's first trial. And on that, I kept bouncing a little bit back and forth, but I was leaning towards not guilty. But because I don't think they could really prove that she'd actually done anything. Um, there was one question about her tail light being broken, but I saw a video at the house where it looked like she backed up and did it there, but they were trying to say she did it when she hit him. But um, yeah, I don't think she was guilty. And yeah, there was a lot of discussion about the in the house maybe doing something. Although why they'd leave him on the front lawn, I'm not sure. But anyway, um, let's see. Yeah, you saw that documentary? Oh, the other documentary that I saw, which was very interesting, didn't sway my thoughts at all, was there was a documentary about Sherry Papino, the Gone Girl, um, and how she was telling her side of the story, and I didn't buy a word of it. It's like I don't know what she was trying to do. I guess I know the perception of her is not good, but I saw nothing in there that swayed me. Um, oh yeah, I definitely. We don't watch politics anymore. We don't watch the news that much. Um, we just better to. All right, Chris. I'm glad you stopped by. Um, yeah, we just whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. We do hear things, obviously, but we can't anymore. Oh, thanks, Alan. Yeah, these are from Wicked, as I was telling them earlier. Alphaba, the Wicked Witch, wears them. And when I saw them, I just knew I had to try to find them, and I did find them. So, oh, for sure, Sandy. She definitely was. Um, yeah, that very well may have been what happened. Sandy was he was walking home, and something else hit him or whatever. But I know that they were having an issue with somebody in the house, and I don't know. It just seemed a little too convenient um, to peg it onto her, in my opinion. Could be wrong. I don't know, but that's my belief. Um, I thought there was something else I was going to say. There probably is, but with my brain. Um, oh, that's the one who killed the four college kids, right? Kathy, that's the one, right? That's his name. Am I thinking of the right one? I'm not great with names a lot of the time, but oh yeah, yeah. I mean, I think especially the whole aspect of him contacting killers and asking them questions and saying it was for his college work, and I don't know. He's definitely. Oh, he did plead guilty. I did not see that. It's about time, but yeah, I mean, from the moment they got him, I was like, he definitely looks um, like the type who would do something like that. And it's so sad that people do these kinds of things, but um, and Alan, I did mention I created I've been doing a lot of AI stuff, and I created a new theme song for my channel when I come back the end of August, early September. So if you go back after, you can hear it, or if enough people on here haven't heard it, then I'll be happy to play it again. But I've been doing that, starting a lot of, oh yeah, a plea. Yeah, I think the thing with a plea is a lot of people don't think they're getting the punishment they deserve, but I mean, to not have to put the families through the trial, I think, and they do ask the families if it's okay. That they do consult them. I don't know if they always necessarily go along with what they say, but they do take their input. Yeah, for sure, Sandy. All right, so Dormouse said she'd be happy to hear the song again. So if others don't mind, I will play the new theme song again for those who haven't heard it. Or if you really liked it and want to hear it again, I'll play it again. But this was created fully with AI. The lyrics, the singing, the music, everything, because if you wouldn't want to hear me singing. So this will be my new theme song when I come back.
Recipes with Roy, it's time to get lean. Tasty creations, low-calorie cuisine. Grab your apron, let's whip up some joy. Weight loss inspiration from recipes with Roy.
So that is what is going to be the theme song. Yeah, I thought it was kind of upbeat and fun, and you know, it's some of the versions that came out with. Thank you, Lori. Some of the versions it comes up with, it really takes a few tries to get things right, and then a lot of times I'd have to go into the lyrics themselves. I might like the song, the way they came out with it, but I don't like all the lyrics, so I would go in and change those. And I did the same thing with the kids channel. As I mentioned, I've been working on doing music videos for little kids, like toddlers, alphabet, numbers, colors. Thank you, Sharon. And I've pinned that channel up at the top of this chat, because if anyone's interested, anyone knows any kids that are of a young age. Thank you, Alan. Actually, Alan, I know you were working on coming up with your own different introduction. You were thinking of doing something different. Did you get that settled in? I haven't watched any videos recently, so if you've put it up recently, I apologize for not knowing, but if you need any help, if you want a theme song, let me know. You know where I am. What was I saying? Oh, that's true. I didn't even think about that, Lori. That's a very good idea. And the one thing I was thinking is, because, you know, kids love to watch things on repeat, especially young kids. I remember my niece, I went over to the house. Oh, you haven't gotten around to it? Okay, well, as I said, if you want any help, let me know. I went over to visit my niece. She was probably like 4 at the time, maybe. And I walked in and she was watching the 101 Dalmatians. And it should be at the top of the chat, Kathy, because I've pinned it, so it should be so that it's not going to keep moving as people talk. I can only see what is on my screen, and it's showing it pinned at the top, so hopefully you'll find it as well. the heck was I talking about now? See, it doesn't take much to derail me. Oh, yeah, because I went over to see my niece. She's watching 101 Dalmatians. And she walks in, takes me into the living room where she's watching it. And she looks at the screen and she goes, "Oh no, the puppies." And I'm like, there wasn't a puppy on the screen. I didn't know what the heck she was talking about. And like 10 seconds later, someone comes in and says, "Oh no, the puppies." And I'm like, girl, you have watched this far too much. But kids love that kind of repeat stuff. And these are short, fun, I think, songs. It took a lot of experimenting to get them right. And then I had to experiment a lot with the video aspect. So I've really been enjoying that. It's very creative. As I said, I'm going to do another channel geared towards slightly older kids and do stories like from like 7 to 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there. So that's what I have been doing on my break, but and studying different recipes and things. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, so I didn't even think about Joan. Should have thought about that first. Well, I think it's fun and peppy too, and trying to exude that from my personality. It doesn't always come across that way, but dance a jig. Well, you dance away, Ellen. You do what you want to do. Was I going to say something else? I probably was and cannot think of it. Oh, but yeah, I didn't even think of Joan. I definitely have to message her later and send her a link. I did with the songs, not the videos, but with the songs, I sent them to my friend Jennifer Lynn, who has her grandchildren over on Saturdays. She played them for them. The littlest one loved them. The 7-year-old said, "Those are for babies." And I'm like, well, yeah, it is geared towards toddlers, so she might be a little outside of it. But the younger one liked it. And then I sent it to my niece, who has 3 young kids, and they all enjoyed the ones they've listened to. Actually, my nephew, Isaiah, my great nephew, just had a birthday recently. And so I made him a birthday song using the AI. So, and he really enjoyed that because it said his name in it and everything. So it's been a lot of fun playing around with that. And I may end up using it maybe to do my new intro video. Who knows? Actually, I'll play around with some of that and just see what comes up. I may not use it. I may, who knows? But anyone doing anything exciting this summer? We're not going anywhere. We never really go anywhere. We're not really necessarily travel people, although we do want to go up to like Toronto at some point. We did both get our passports renewed just in case, but it just hasn't been the right time. So we haven't gone yet, but maybe. But if you guys have any travel plans, if you're doing anything exciting, let me know. But yeah, I just like being home. I'm a homebody, so that's where I like to be. York and Wales, is that far from you, Stephanie? Because I have no grasp of U.S. geography, never mind UK geography. Actually, I've been playing a game on Facebook called Quiz Planet, and I've been playing with Nikki. She has her own channel as well. And they have a lot of UK questions on there, and I'm like, I have no idea. I mean, I've heard of like Coronation Street, but I don't know any of the actors or anything like that. Yeah, I understand that, Dormouse. Surviving a day at a time sometimes is all you can do. Oh, that's not bad, Stephanie. A 1 to 2 hour drive. That's nice. Um, when we go up to Maine, it's like 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours. So, that's a bit of a trek, but we get to go see family up there and whatnot on the reservation. Oh, that sounds like fun, Sharon. Definitely bring your sunscreen. We've had a lot of our beaches nearby. I don't usually go out to the beaches, but um, closing down, like just before the 4th, a lot of them closed down, I guess, because of bacteria and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know how this keeps happening. Every year I keep hearing about that. Oh, you play that with Nikki also, Stephanie? I'll have to send you a game or you send me one. But if it's UK stuff and I get it right, it was probably just a lucky guess. So don't hold out much hope that I'm going to get those right. And if you guys wouldn't mind, if you haven't yet, give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate that. York is a place I would love to see, Stephanie, but a fair hike for me. Yeah, Dormouse, I would think it would be a bit of a hike for you. We did nothing, Stephanie, for the 4th of July. We just, Paul's son was having a party yesterday on the 5th. But I'm not really a social person for the most part. Yeah, I'll be the new Mr. Rogers, that's for sure, Fran. Um, but the, what the, oh, but it was like gonna be like outdoors with people I don't really know, and I'm not that kind of person that can just socialize with people I don't know. I feel very socially awkward, as I've mentioned many times before on this channel. So going to something like that, if it's family, if it's people I know, that's one thing. But people I don't know, and yes, I know I could get to know them, but when you're socially awkward, introverted, that's not really something that we're keen to do for the most part. All right, so we are actually coming up on an hour. It's like 58 minutes almost. So we will wrap this up shortly, but if anyone has any questions, um, anything you'd like to know, anything I haven't shared, or anything you want more clarification about that I have shared, um, feel free to ask now or forever hold your peace. Well, I'm glad you were able to stop by, Kathy, and I'm glad we got to talk a little true crime. That's always nice when not true crime necessarily, but then when you can have someone who has your similar interests, as you know. But I guess that will wrap it up then. If nobody has any questions, don't forget to check out my Toonful Tots channel, where your weigh-ins be making a return. My weigh-ins will make a return, and hopefully I'll be starting off a little lower than where I am right now. I have been still weighing myself, not weekly, but usually bi-weekly. And it hasn't been a big shift, but it's been a bit of a shift, slowly moving up, and I'm trying to cut that at the stem or whatever. But yeah, check out my channel. As I said, I only have 3 videos currently for the kids. The Toonful Tots, it's linked up at the top of the chat. If you know any little kids, if like toddler age, learning their colors, alphabets, things like that. Like I said, there's going to be songs about taking a bath, taking care of a pet, that kind of stuff. So if you know any young children, please feel free to pass that along. And I'd really love to try to get some momentum with that. And then I will be coming out with the other channel sometime soon, and for the older kids with storybook type of animation. Maybe like some superhero type stories, some magic stories, that kind of thing. Thank you, Alan. I'm glad you were able to stop by. And again, if you want any help with an intro, just let me know. But I guess that will be it for now. We are just over an hour, and I don't want to keep you any longer than I need to, but I'm glad you guys stopped by and visited with me. I know it's been a while since out sending postcards to, oh, that might be a good idea too, Lori. Lori, you want to be my publicist? Can you make one for? Yeah, yes, I totally understand wanting to get out of reality, Kathy, and that is something I want to move toward. But I'm like slowly working on the little ones. Then I guess I'm moving up in age as I go along. Thank you, Nikki. I'm glad you were here. Dormouse, I'm so glad you were able to make it. And I guess I will be seeing you at some point. Maybe I'll do another update in the beginning of August, just so that you know where exactly I'm going to be going from there, when things might be coming out. So I may do another live update then. And maybe I'll have some information about how the channels are doing, the other channels. But, oh, I'm glad, Sharon. I love those oat bars. I'm glad you're enjoying them as well. But I guess that's all I really have for you guys. Take shopping for new food. That is a good idea. I did take you guys shopping once just before I left, but it will be interesting to see the new things that I'm getting, trying to do the Mediterranean. Thank you, Elsie. I appreciate that. But okay, I will let you go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope that you all have a great rest of your summer. And if I see you again early August for another update, that would be wonderful. But anyways, I guess that's it. So for now, until next time, bye.